Are you an ADHDer who struggles with perfectionism? If so, you're not alone. I'm a recovering perfectionist myself, and I also have ADHD. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why so many of us ADHDers are perfectionists, and then I'm going to give you some ADHD-friendly tips and tricks on how to not let perfectionism run the show for you in the future. And if you are female and late diagnosed with ADHD, I would love to offer you a free consultation call to see how I can support you. There is a link to book a call with me in the description of this video. Let's start with why perfectionism is so common amongst people with ADHD. There are several reasons, and understanding them is a first step towards breaking free. The first is fear of failure. Many of us with ADHD have faced criticism or disappointment due to our struggles with focus or organization. This can lead to a deep-seated fear of failure, making us strive for perfection to avoid being judged or feeling like we've let ourselves or others down. Next is hyperfocus. When we really get into a task, we can hyperfocus, losing track of time and getting stuck in the details. This can push us to want everything to be just right, even when that's not necessary. A lot of us also struggle with low self-esteem. ADHD can make us feel like we're always falling short, so we try to compensate by being perfect. But as you may have experienced, it's an exhausting way to live your life. All or nothing thinking is another culprit in perfectionistic tendencies. This is a big one, seeing things as either perfect or a total failure with no in between. This kind of black and white thinking can make it hard to feel satisfied with anything less than perfect. But here's the good news. You don't have to be perfect to be successful, happy, or fulfilled. In fact, letting go of perfectionism can actually help you achieve more, to be more productive. Now, before we get into the tips and tricks, if you'd like support understanding your ADHD brain more and how to lean into the benefits of having ADHD, this is what I've dedicated my life to, working with late diagnosed ADHD women. There is a link in the description of this video where you can book a free call with me. Now let's talk about some tangible ADHD-friendly tips to help you escape the trap of perfectionism. Tip number 1 is to set good enough standards instead of aiming for perfection. Before you start a task, decide what good enough looks like. This could be 80% of what you normally aim for. It's important to remember that getting something done is better than getting it to perfect but not being able to finish it. Number 2, break tasks into smaller steps. Big tasks can feel overwhelming, so break them into smaller bite-sized pieces. This way, each small win helps you build momentum and reduces the urge to perfect every single detail. Number 3 is to set time limits. Perfectionism can make us spend too much time on a task. Set a timer. Give yourself a set amount of time to work on something. And then when the timer goes off, move on. This helps you stay on track and prevents over-focusing. Number 4, embrace imperfection. This one's tough but powerful. Give yourself permission to make small mistakes. Over time, you'll see that the world doesn't end when things aren't perfect, and you'll feel more at ease with imperfection. Number 5 is to practice self-compassion. Perfectionism often comes from being too hard on ourselves. Practice speaking to yourself with kindness, like you would a friend or even a younger version of yourself. You're doing your best, and that's enough. Number 6 is actually the mantra for my program, and that is focus on progress, not perfection. Celebrate small wins. Progress, no matter how small, is still progress. Shift your focus from perfection to progress, and you'll start to see how much you're actually accomplishing, which will feel really, really good. Number 7 is to limit revisions. If you find yourself endlessly tweaking a project, set a limit on how many times you'll revisit it. Once you've hit that number, it's done. This helps you move forward without getting stuck in the perfectionistic loop. Lastly, reward yourself for completing tasks without giving in to perfectionism. Whether it's a small treat or a break or simply acknowledging that you did it, celebrate your progress. Remember, perfectionism isn't something you have to live with forever. By applying these ADHD-friendly tips, you can start to let go of the need to be perfect and focus on what really matters: progress, self-compassion, and living a life that feels good to you. And again, if you're a woman who's late diagnosed with ADHD, I'd love to help you navigate challenges just like this. There is a link to book a call with me in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this with someone that you love. I hope that you learned something and you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment on what kind of content you'd like to see me produce in the future with regards to being a woman who has ADHD, and I will see you next week in the next video.